and welcome back to Life by Design. Karen Kalinovich here of Healing in Bloom. And I got a message from a client recently who had done some release work, mental and emotional release, and she was wondering why she was so irritable. Being irritable after having done release work is actually a really good sign, and here's why. Usually when you come into a situation where you're ready to release emotions like anger, fear, sadness, hurt, guilt, unworthiness, those types of feelings are varied in terms of energy. So if you're releasing something like sadness or guilt, those are lower on the energy scale, if you will. And once released and installing a new belief, what that does is when you return back to your normal life, nothing has really changed. Okay, all of the circumstances and relationships are still the same externally. The only thing that has changed is you. Okay, so your energy and your emotions has changed, and if we've undone limiting beliefs, your beliefs about yourself and what's possible for you have changed as well. And that's where that gap is very noticeable when people return to their normal lives, because nothing has changed. And there is a level of frustration or irritation that usually ensues after healing work. So if we're doing something like NLP, mental and emotional release, or even working with flowers, right? I also work with the Bach remedies. Any type of healing modality, when you're able to release a particular negative state and you have a higher vibration, the normal experiences that you're used to really start to feel uncomfortable. And what that means is you now have the responsibility to make changes in your life so that it lines up with those new beliefs that you have about yourself. And the good thing when we bring your unconscious mind on board is you already know that you're capable of so much more. And that's really where that irritation is so hard to ignore. It becomes so huge. Your circumstances become so uncomfortable. But really that's meant to usher in the changes that need to happen in order for you to live and embody that new higher energy belief. All right, so I want to clear that up because experiencing irritation or frustration after doing release work is part of the process because you need to make those changes. And I always use examples with losing weight, okay, or becoming more fit in your physical body. When we shift a limiting belief or when we release a negative emotion such as shame, then you're no longer able to embody that emotion in the same way, okay? It's not a trigger for you anymore. And so going into your everyday life, you're gonna have to change your eating habits, you're going to have to change your exercise habits or your sedentary lifestyle in order to support your new beliefs. It might even affect your relationships where you're not going out to eat or have drinks with people because it's not in alignment with what is necessary for you to live that healthier lifestyle. So I hope this is helpful in terms of letting you know that the process of transformation is not a linear process. And once you bring your unconscious mind on board, you have so much power and possibility at your fingertips, but you need to know that you're the only one who can make those changes in your external life. You want to have your inner self, your inner beliefs match up with what is on the outside. And that takes active focus. It takes just simply taking action to make those changes, have those conversations. do different practices. This week, if you're feeling irritable in a situation and you've been doing healing work and you've been working on your own self-development, being irritable is actually a good sign, okay? It's the energy of change and it brings you into that momentum. All right, thanks for joining me today. If you'd like information about how to work with me or my services, look below and you'll find a bunch of resources there. And thank you again for joining me this week, and I'll see you next time on Life by Design.